Now, every Wednesday we bring you Tech Talk, and today we talk about the impact of tech on the music industry. Let's start with the positive impact.
Technology has positively impacted music
Absolutely,
production.
absolutely. I mean, to the extent that now all the top producers are doing what's called mixing in the box. You know, people that work for Michael, well, Michael's gone anyway, but worked for Michael Jackson back in the day, those producers who are still working for people like Rihanna, Beyonce and so on, they're mixing in the box, which means that everything is being done on a computer now. Whereas before you would have racks and racks and racks of equipment, outboard gear and so on that you have to send things through. Most people now, because of time and you know, the technology has changed the way we process everything in this world, and particularly music. You know, so it has to be produced quickly. It has to be sent out because you know, as an artist now, you have to be constantly producing new tracks. Otherwise, you quickly become irrelevant. So technology has helped all of that. If you listen to songs from the 80s, you realize that the bass and the kick, there's no depth. You see the thing? Digital gave us that hard beating kick drum and so on that was difficult. You couldn't get that sort of level on vinyl, for instance, unless you tune the amplifier to handle that sort of thing late after the production and so on. So digital has had a lot of benefits. It has shaped the new sound.
Okay.
Right, where you can do a lot of things that you couldn't do before.
You all agree that technology has had a positive
Definitely. I mean, come on, even listen to what you were saying.
Yeah, from what he was saying, but I can't really tell because I've not lived through it, but like I can see it was
but then
stressful to think about it.
But then again,
Now, there's always a yin to a yang, a hot to a cold. What has been the negative impact of technology on music?
the advent of MP3 technology. Now, when MP3 was born, it came about with so much that, one, revolutionized the music industry because it made music easier to share.
Easier to pirate.
And easier to pirate. And then, unfortunately, compression, which was what I was going to get to. When we started using MP3s, we didn't know there was actually grades of MP3s. There were times when you get an MP3 sound and it was like less than a megabyte because your phone's memory wasn't that big. So you needed to compress it till it was so small. And that really affected the sound quality. Now, as music producers, I'm sure you want everyone to get the richness of your sound. And here comes MP3 that gives people the opportunity to take out certain parts of the sound to make it smaller. So now, someone would say that that technology negatively impacted music.
It did, absolutely.
So do we think that MP3 did good or it did bad entirely?
Entirely bad, if you ask me.
It almost destroyed the music industry because you see, with the advent of MP3s, and for those listeners out there, it's like if you watch DSTV on a big screen, you see that the pictures are kind of blurry, and then when you switch to an HD channel, you see that everything is clear and crisp. Right. That's really the difference between an MP3, which compresses. What they try to do is look at those pieces of information, that frequency that they feel that the human ear doesn't perceive. And they removed all of those elements and just kept the base of the sound. So, I mean, I must admit, now it has gotten pretty good, right? But you still lose a lot of quality. If you play an MP3 on a good system, and then you play the original, what we call the WAV file, you know, there's a huge difference. However, most people are consuming music now on their phones and listening in little bitty earphones. You know, even if they're Beats earphones that pump up the bass and everything, you're still not getting the real representation of the sound.
Yeah.
So if you're listening on a set of what do they call the iPhone earphones now? The AirPods and all that. You're getting a representation of the sound. There's not really their sound. Yeah. So that's why you find that sometimes you'll be mixing.